Hello, Capricorn. This is Christina Del Rey with your yearly forecast for the year of 2022. I want to start out talking about Venus retrograde in Capricorn. So this is probably the most important celestial event for you. Well, one of them, I should say, for the year of 2022. So this Venus retrograde actually starts December 19th, 2021, and it continues until January 29th of 2022. And because it's in your sign, it is very consequential. Now, it's happening in your first house, which means you're reevaluating yourself and how others see you. But when we talk about Venus, we're talking about relationships, we're talking about self-worth, we're talking about money. So all these things are coming into, review for you now, and you're going to be reviewing these and being very practical about reviewing these. So you're going to be reviewing your goals in your relationships, what works, what doesn't work in your relationships. Your self-worth is your value being, is your self-worth and value being uplifted in this relationship, or is it not? Do your values align with your partner's values? What really matters in this relationship, and can I build with it? It is likely that you will see relationships very differently at the end of this transit, but this is going to be just a very big deal for you, for it to have it in your sign, very rare. And you also are going to be looking at money as well. So how you earn your money. Are you valuing yourself? Are you making the amount of money that you should be making? Is it uplifting your self-esteem? Is it uplifting your self-worth? If not, how are you going to do that differently? There are some key dates that I think are happening with this Venus retrograde, and I think that is going to be December 11th of 2021, because Pluto is going to meet Venus in the sky. So there is going to be either a purge or a transformation in your relationships or in your values. Just the things that you value too, you might be reconsidering as well. And there could be a purge of something or a transmutation of something. But these are the key dates. December 11th, 2021, December 25th, 2021, and March 4th, because those are the 3 times that Venus conjuncts Pluto, and Pluto is transformation. And right now Pluto is in your first house, transforming you, the body, how people see you. And really there's a lot going on. We'll get into the eclipses, but this is a very big year for Capricorn. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Mercury retrogrades, just so you know where those are. Every year we have Mercury retrograde. We do experience some technological issues during Mercury retrograde, but ultimately Mercury retrograde is meant to slow us down so that we are not all in the mind, so that we come back into the body and we consider what is important, and we slow our thoughts down. So January 14th, we have a Mercury retrograde in your second house of values and how you make money. So you are really considering your values, how you make money, and your self-esteem. So these are all themes that are going through 2022 for you. And then we have May 10th, we have Mercury retrograde in Gemini and a little bit into Taurus. So we're talking about your work life, and we're talking about your daily health habits, your daily routines. And we're also talking about a little bit about your romantic relationships too, and that is a focus this year. We also have September 9th in Libra, we have a Mercury retrograde. So that's going to happen in your house of career. Very important. This has to do with your title and your status too. Your status as either a husband, you know, as whatever title you wear at work, or, you know, how people see you, your reputation. So, you know, you're going to be rethinking how you think of yourself in that manner. And also expect technological difficulties at work as well, with Mercury retrograding there. December 29th, Capricorn. So Mercury will retrograde. So end of the year, Mercury's going to retrograde in your sign once again. Kind of, you know, you're going to be rethinking how you communicate to others, how people see you, how you're going to communicate. I do want to talk about Mars retrograde. So Mars retrograde is going to be in your 6th house of work. So you really are rethinking your work and title area this year, and your values connected to that. So like I said, very big year for you. What you want to do in your daily life, your health life, or your work life. You want to review the way that you communicate in that area, and you want to see if it's empowering you. So you have to, when Mars goes retrograde, Mars's actions, we have to take a look at our power and how we're communicating our power at work, in our daily life, possibly with your exercise routine, your health routine, and you want to see if it's empowering you, and if it's not, how can you change those actions? Because typically when Mars goes retrograde, we start to internalize our actions. We start to think more strategically. What are the steps we can take to have more power for ourselves? Okay. Jupiter is going to move into Pisces. So that happens in the beginning of the year, actually at the end of last year. And that's going to be the 3rd house. So Jupiter in the 3rd house for you would be expansion on communication, expansion on skills that you're learning perhaps, or maybe even learning some kind of education, some kind of skills. It could be blessings to that area too. This covers travel as well, so there could be some blessings with travel there. And then it's going to move into Aries from May to October, and then back into Pisces again. But when it's in this area, it could bring blessings into your life. So there, if you're thinking about selling a house, May to October would be best. You might get the most money for it. Sometimes too, Jupiter going into the 4th can add to your house, add to your family. I definitely see with the nodal axis switching into the 5th house. The North Node is in the 5th house for Capricorn, and the South Node is in the 11th house for Capricorn. I definitely see a lot of Capricorns out there getting pregnant this year or having a child this year. So if you are Capricorn rising or a Capricorn, and you do not want to have children, you might want to take precautions. But with the eclipse axis here, there really is a very high chance of adding to your family, adding to your children. And if you already have children and you're not looking to add a pregnancy, this can just be a new phase for your children. This might be, things might be changing. There might be new phases that they are going through. But the eclipse axis here is going to, and the nodes shift in January, but the eclipses don't actually commence until April. But we had that first eclipse in November of 2021, November 19th. So whatever came in with that, you want to pay attention to that, because that's likely what you're going to be dealing with for the next 18 months. So this is most likely new goals in your romantic relationships, new goals with your children, building security around these areas. This could be creative projects too, because this is the area of creative projects. But what you are releasing, what Capricorn would be releasing perhaps, is old groups and friends perhaps that they used to associate with, anything that doesn't serve, perhaps letting go of any hopes, wishes, and dreams that no longer fulfill or no longer perhaps realistic anymore. You're going to want to let any of that stuff go. It's like your focus is changing. It's moving away from the friendship area It's moving away from, I don't know, the groups that you belong to, and it's moving more towards the romantic partnership that you have, or or creative project that you have, or the children that you have, or that you want to have. And that does seem to be the focus in creating, perhaps creating a stable environment for children that you have, or perhaps creating stability and security for children that you want. So like I said, big year for Capricorn. But I think that this year is going to be very big. I think that your life will definitely change. You won't be the same person at the beginning of the year that you are at the end of the year. But I think it's really going to be for the better. Okay, thank you, Capricorn.